I started writing when I was 8 years old. I remember it very clearly. I used to get Golden magazine in the mail, had a subscription, and I looked forward to it. I loved to read. And I read a story that I loved, and I copied it word for word. It was like 5 pages. I was just printing these letters neatly and making sure it was perfect. I could not wait to share it. You know, it was like, I felt like I had now that I know what publishing feels like, I felt like I had published this story. And I claimed it as my own. I know it's plagiarism, but I claimed it as my own, and that's when my writing career began. Never read funny books, always the human condition. I remember reading, my grandmother used to get Reader's Digest condensed books, and she died when I was 9, so I know I had to be very young when I was reading these. She had sort of a love of education, you could tell. I mean, she was different from a lot of the people in that era, because we're talking about the 50s, and we're in rural North Carolina. And yet she always had subscriptions. She got the Ladies' Home Journal, and she got Life magazine, and she did read those. But I would read these excerpts, even though it was very, very hard, you know, for me as a kid, because there were no pictures. They were adult books, but I remember reading To Kill a Mockingbird. I didn't read the whole thing because it was taking me a very long time, but I was very engaged in it. And all my life I felt like I read To Kill a Mockingbird. I was in what we call in education a print-rich environment. I started seriously writing in middle school, and my mother got me a typewriter because that's what I wanted for Christmas. I had these marble notebooks, and I wrote these serial episodes that I shared with my, people in my 7th and 8th, 9th grade classes. And if I see them today, they'll say, "Remember you wrote those books?" Because they would pass them around like novels. And I would just sit there and write and write and write and write. And I was writing teenage drama because I was living in